Hey guys, Zach Spear here, and super excited to spend some time with you today. Today we're going to talk about generating leads online for network marketers and for experts. So if you're a business coach, maybe a doctor, a lawyer, or any sort of industry that you could be in where you're the expert, you're the face, and people are relying on your knowledge, and that's your product as a transformational information in some way. And I want to talk to you guys about how to generate these leads. Now, there's 3 parts to generate a lead online. We're going to go through that really quick overview, talk briefly about some of the more in-depth stuff, but then we're going to talk about the first piece today. So there's 3 pieces, as you might know. There is the bribe, or the lead magnet, and this is going to be the thing that we're going to give someone when they give us their contact info, right? So whatever they give us, a phone, email, etc., we have a bribe or a lead magnet or something of value, something that they're excited about and that they want. And we're going to give that to them in exchange for their contact information. The next thing is the squeeze page or the opt-in page. And that's going to be the place that people go to actually get the bribe. They're going to give you their information there and get the bribe. And the last thing is, of course, going to be the traffic source. Where are these people going to come from? So today we're going to talk about the bribe specifically, that lead magnet. I'll give you a few examples. And then over the next few days, we'll talk about the squeeze page and traffic source, etc. And as you get more good at this, you can start doing fancier stuff like liquidating your traffic immediately. So what I will do is I will put a sales offer on the back end of the bribe, or maybe I'll combine the bribe with a sales offer. So maybe I have a really low ticket item, like what I personally do is I have a free script that I give away, but I charge shipping on it. So people are paying $6.95 for shipping, so they're spending money out of their pocket. And I'm giving them my thing, and I'm getting their contact information in return. Now, I don't make any money off of that. I, in fact, actually lose about 20 cents per script. But right after that is some upsells, and those upsells is where I do make the money. And what that does is that helps me liquidate my ad costs. So I don't really make a whole lot of money through that particular acquisition funnel. I make $1 to $4 per lead generally is where it usually falls. Sometimes it's break even. But what that does do is it gives me an opportunity to run basically a campaign forever. Like I can get leads forever and never have to pay for them, which is freaking awesome. Because if you can imagine, if you have a high ticket, if you have a high ticket service or a middle ticket service, that's all profit if you've already paid for your leads, which is super cool. But if you only have high ticket services, if you're a business coach, maybe you're a network marketer, and you just care about getting people into your business, you just care about having high ticket clients, one or the other, you don't really need to worry about that sometimes because one of your services could pay for thousands of leads, or one good distributor in your downline could be worth millions to you. So, it really doesn't matter as long as you get some good people on your team, right? Right. So let's talk about the bribe. And I've pulled a few up here for you, not including my own because you already probably know some of my stuff. So I found this one from Frank Kern. This is really good. So Frank Kern is an internet marketer. He is one of the moguls in the industry. So I see his ads somewhat frequently, which is awesome. And this is a bribe for a book, How to Get Consulting Clients. So this book, I believe he charges $5 for it. Let's see. Yeah, right there. Okay, cool. So here's the price. Now most lead magnets are going to be free. They're not going to pay anything for them. But what is really cool is he is charging for it, and he's probably liquidating some of his costs here. But my guess is it's probably costing him like $10 to $20 to get one customer. So there's some upsells on the back end of the sequence is my guess, to try to liquidate more of his costs. And what's cool is whenever someone buys this thing, he's got, not only does he have a lead, but he's also got a buyer, someone who's willing to spend money on this thing. Oh yeah, look at this. He's already got an upsell here for $37. So yeah, you can do that right there, which is pretty awesome. So that's Frank Kern's. Now let's look at a more traditional lead magnet, which is, I saved this guy, Video Fruit. This guy's got some really good content out there. But it looks like he's giving away a list building strategy. So here's a typical squeeze page or opt-in page. You really have one option. You download the thing or you get off. And so he is offering to give you a strategy to build a 100,000 subscriber email list and you can click to download it, and boom. So if I were to do this, I'd put, my email, so zachisgreat@gmail.com, and, boom, click it, and then I get the ebook, and they get my email address. And what's cool is this person can send me stuff forever until I unsubscribe or buy stuff forever. So like he can keep promoting products to me, he can add value to me, create that relationship with me, and eventually I'll either buy something from him or I'll just read his stuff and get value out of it. Or, if I was in the network marketing space, I would maybe join his team someday or whatever. So you can see how this is super, super valuable. Now, when you're creating a lead magnet or a bribe, you want to think about what does your target market really want? What do they desire? What do they have issues with? And that's usually not super hard to figure out because you've probably been there before if you're a network marketer or if you're an expert in your space. You've probably been where your prospect is. So what I would suggest is think about where you were when you started your journey and what did you want the most? Like what did you want the most that you couldn't really get anywhere? If you can make that into your bribe, it's gonna go crazy. If you can promote that bribe, of course. So for me, in the network marketing space, one of the biggest questions I would get from my team all the time is, what do I say when I have X situation? When I'm reaching out to warm market, when I'm in the cold market, when this distributor is saying this to me, what do I say? It's always about like they want the tactics. Like what do I say when? So I made a script. I made a script that, well, I didn't actually make it. I just had to basically take it from our team because I'd been using it for years. And we just took the script and we repackaged it, reformulated it to make it a little bit more generic for other people's teams. And I gave the script away. And that's my bribe. I still use that today. So for me, that's really, really good. So maybe for you as a business coach, maybe a cold call script would be awesome, or a sales letter template. Or maybe if you're a doctor, you could give away some sort of a mini self-diagnosis thing, like the top 10 things that you should treat immediately, or something like that. Some sort of little free report that people are going to eat up, right? So that's the thought process with the bribe: is where were you at when you first got started? What did you want the most? And then give it to them. Now the second thing you should be thinking about when you have your bribe is you want to be thinking about who your dream customer, your dream client is, or your dream distributor is if you're in the network marketing space. So for a dream customer, let's say for a business coach, my guess is you probably don't want to work with like brand new beginners who are 20 years old, who have no money. They have never started anything. The only thing they've ever started is they sold 3 things on eBay when they were 14 years old, and you're going to ask them to pay $5,000 a month for your coaching. Like, that's probably not going to work out. So you probably don't want to have a bribe that leads to that. So you probably don't have a bribe that says like how to make your first $100 as your own business owner. Like, you don't want to say something like that because that is geared towards beginners. You want to say something that is geared towards your dream client, maybe a more experienced person. So, maybe you give something away that is more along the lines of how to automate your social media if you have a team of 10 or more, or something like that. Or, one of my favorite ones is from Russell Brunson from ClickFunnels. He has a lead magnet called 108 split tests targeted to internet marketers. So if you don't know what a split test is, that lead magnet did its job. He's targeting internet marketers who do know what a split test is. And so if you're an internet marketer, you already know what that means. So of course you're going to be like, oh, that looks awesome. And so he's targeting people who already know that stuff. But before, he would send out way more beginner style bribes and lead magnets, and they would attract people that were like just getting started in internet marketing, and he was dealing with a lot of beginners and people that he said that he was very frustrated with. So that gives you an idea of, you should think about your dream client and your dream distributor and target your lead magnet to them, and think about what was your biggest pain point when you were getting started, when you were in your perfect prospect's shoes. What did you want the most? That should be your bribe. Now, before you go and make this bribe, before you go write this ebook or report or whatever, first of all, don't do it yet. My philosophy is this: find out if it actually sells, or even if you're not selling it, if you're giving it away for free, find out if it actually converts, right? So what I do is I always make my ad and my opt-in page first. I run it first. I see if I can get leads. And I just, send them a message that says, hey, sorry, this was, just a test, but you can have this for free instead. We'll send you something soon. Or send you the thing when we make it. So I just have a test out there to make sure that people actually want it, because the bribe itself takes a while to create. If you're writing a 60-page ebook, it's going to take you a week. If you're writing a report, it's going to take you a week. If you're making a video series, it's going to take a little while. So before you waste all that time, just see if people actually want it. Let the marketplace tell you. And once you find your one that works, then you go make it. So I usually make 3 at a time. I test all 3, I pick my winner, and I go make that one, and I send it off to the races. So anyway, hope that helps you guys. Make your bribe, think of your bribe, write it down, and next we're going to get into the opt-in page and everything about that. So with that, guys, hope you have a great day, and we'll talk to you soon.